We've been on this earth too long, pimping. We just not gonna have it like that. So we just gonna come, man, and we just gonna let you know how it really was, pimping. Okay. So you don't might not know what ad hominem fallacy is. It's giving an insult when someone's giving a response. Something that people do when they hunt. They get that animal. How they kill that animal, I don't know. But once they get that animal, they eat the meat, and then they need the fur to keep warm. So in their mind, even if they poach this animal until extinction, the reason they in their mind, the way they thinking is they gonna eat and they gonna stay warm. So anybody who say anything about it is taken away from their bottom line, and you are insulting them. You are attacking their livelihood. So by doing that, they have no other choice but to attack you and hurl insults so they can make themselves look better. Even though they destroying the ecosystem, they don't care because what they know is they're warm. That fur, it makes them money. Those Europeans, they're shipping it all across the world. And if they got to just kill every animal on earth, they don't care. There's no equal opportunity. There's no equal access. And affirmative action flies in the face of logic. Why would I want my wife, white wife, to be less in a man's world? Oh, my wife is not. My wife is the bestest. Well, she's the bestest as long as you make it sound like black women are affirmative action. That's what it sounds like. But if it was a male world, let's go back into the 90s. If you go back in time and see when they created the affirmative action, it wasn't when women were outnumbering men at work. It was that there wasn't enough women in the work they needed done. But then when the women became successful now, those hunters started thinking about, I really, I really don't need 5 furs no more. I only need one big one. I'm downsizing. How can I cut the cost? I don't need a woman. Why? They complain too much. They say too much when they don't need it. They're replaceable. Anything that's insulting that will make a woman upset. Ooh, maybe like Roe vs. Wade. Ooh, maybe that'll stir the pot a little bit. Then you hear people get upset because you hear people say their rights are being violated. Here comes that insult because they don't care about it being right. They know they can get you off track by saying something insulting. It's like when someone says, I am in college and in 1964, they didn't allow blacks in school. They didn't allow blacks in school, but you were able and afforded an education on a scholarship. And now the person asking the question will say, oh, yeah, good question. What about you now? We're in 2025. We can't talk about 1964. What about right now? But if you let them talk 2 minutes down the sentence, the next thing they'll say is your past create your future. So once again, they'll hurl an insult to get you off track from what the narrative is. Because all they care about really is that fur trade. They care about that access, that equal opportunity. Now, once that opportunity don't fit, yeah, once that opportunity doesn't zipper up, once it doesn't allow them to wear it in a natural, conducive way, now they want to break it down to you why affirmative action don't work, equal access don't work, equal opportunities don't work. But when it was working for them as a necessity, as another way for them to excel, they sold it to everybody. That was the best way to be. If you didn't wear the top of the line fur. Now, this is one of the oldest companies in Pittsburgh's fur. So imagine they had a humidor built into this place. So when the season wasn't in season for fur, you took it down there and they refrigerated it for you. People don't talk like that no more. But at that time they did. And if you didn't do, they'd be like, what? Oh, you're destroying your fur. You don't take it back down there and put it in your humidor? Oh, you're not a real fur wearer. So they hurled an insult at you because you were on their level. But now you going against it, not understanding what flamboyant chivalry is. You just don't understand it because they don't rock that style no more. They don't go in detail and go get it no more like this. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't dropping it like that. They dropping it about, I'm going to put a hit on you. I'm going to be the fastest comedian. How can comedy on the internet resonate on stage? That's why Wildin' Out is the only thing left. Because a comedian was able to do a monologue with himself. He didn't need individuals with props or individuals ad-libbing. So you left with people needing help debating because you get flustered with the crowd exasperating the sensationalism, but the premise of the argument is not even being made correctly. Just like if I was arguing with Charlie and he tried to tell me that integration wasn't the key fundamental of the NBA's global dynamics, I would stop talking at that point and let the crowd win and him win. Because now I realize that his argument isn't to allow me to talk. It's to make sure that he gets an insult on it so others can deflect until he walks down the sentence and says, your future is only created by your past. But we're going to move forward now. Hold on. The guy was only explaining to you what the past is created for the future by integrating us. You've also allowed us to show you the light of our character. But they're not going to allow, they're going to put an insult in there and let the crowd be sensationalized and they get tone deaf. And then they come back and answer the question the way you were supposed to. Your past does create your future. So when someone insults you with giving you a long-winded insult, let them and make them go right back to it when you answer it. So like I said before, if you allowed me into the NBA in 1964, like you allowed me now in 2025, the European basketball players are better than the American ones. And you can go and say, oh, no, they're not, and all that. But you didn't allow that. You went it straight into insult. How do you get paid for your school? You don't want to answer that question? No, it's my private personal information. And all 3,000 of them don't want to answer the question. But because you're insulting me, now the crowd isn't sensationalized. Take that with you when you hear someone try to discredit someone for affirmative action, equal opportunity, equal access. If I insulted you before I answered the question, would you still want to talk to me too? Or would you get in the mob? And that's what you get. You can't talk to me if you're in a mob. That's what they're doing. They're using mob mentality to talk to you. They're insulting. That's what the mafia did. You think I'm here to play with you? You think I'm here to jump? You think, get my drink? Bow, bow. That's natural comedy. It's like charisma. You letting Charleston fool you and you got the game. Whoever is admiring him, you the star. By you sending your last to him, that's the last you could have used for yourself. The machine is only feeding negativity because you allow it. Go in your closet and step out on them. I bet people will be like, oh, I'm taking that motherfucker. Say, he real. Yeah, that nigga he clean. Go get your juicer. Get your fondue on. Don't worry about these characters. These are actors. Go find out what their skill set is before you believe in them. Oh, he works with the community. Yeah, but then he talks about the children in it. That's a no. That's in our crew. Children and women is off boundary, baby. You know what I'm saying? Psh, what y'all talking about? Shit, y'all just playing. I don't understand.